Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So obviously today this video is not about the Cateye's first start. Little update on that. We've had ECM problems trying to get it to start, and I had to order a new one, and then we had the Thanksgiving holiday and everybody in the world buying stuff online, so I've not received the computer yet. I'm supposed to receive it Saturday. The day we're filming this video is Thursday, so it's looking like next week for the first start. I'm sorry, I want it just as badly as some of you guys want it, but either way, we're going to make another video today. From viewer requests, we're going to take the side moldings off of the Duramax here, but before we do that, I got to pull the headlights out and change out the switchbacks that are in the running lights, because I got three of the four are burnt out. They literally all burn out at the same time. It's kind of crazy. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to pull off the moldings, and I think I might ditch the Z71 too. I think it's time. So let's go ahead and get started.
No, I am.
Alright guys, so just to show you what we got going on. You see, and actually it's kind of dim. They used to be brighter than that. That's the only one that still works. So instead of the
amber running lights, because I've got the clear markers, I've done switchbacks. And what that means is the running light stays white, and then when I go to hit the signal, they turn to amber. The amber still works in them, but the clear doesn't, so that's why I gotta change them out here, and I've got the lights to do it. And they're just cheap eBay, Amazon bulbs. So I think I got over like about a year and a half out of the bulbs, and I mean honestly,
I run them all the time because I think it looks good. So I'm pretty happy with how much life I got out of them.
If you're wondering why I tape up the bumper, you see where the headlight sits. I don't want to scratch the bumper up.
Whoa! That's a lot of light.
Alright, so now, in theory, if I hit the turn signal for that side, you should get amber. You amber. Now, unfortunately, they hyper flash because I don't have a resistor in them. Good Lord, that's a loud fast pump. Hey, let me tell y'all something. If the fuel pump is louder than the exhaust, you're about to get gapped. But I need to put resistors in to stop the hyper flashing. Honestly, I've just dealt with it over time because the majority of the turn signal I do is to change lanes. You see how it goes normally for a few seconds before it goes to hyper flash? I don't get it to hyper flash that often. I just ignore it. It is what it is. They all still work or whatever. So if that bothers you, you have to get resistors, but I would rather see that all the time than go back to amber regular bulbs. It's just not worth it. It just looks so much better.
Whoa! Ka-chow! Ka-jinga! Ka-jinga! Oh, it's a freaking sun. I tell you what. Quick draw.
Look at that. Just picked these babies up on the old Black Friday sale. I'm like, come on over here and look at all this. I'm telling you, they had a deal going on. Excuse that. So this is literally, the box is completely full. This little box is just like to the hilt full of like tools. And I've actually ordered a new box, and I pre-bought it Black Friday, then they sold it to somebody. So now I'm waiting on my box. So now I've got tools all over the bench because there's no room in this thing anymore. So, yeah. But, dude, we do some quick drawing with that thing. Heck yeah. Alrighty, so now we got all that fixed. Now I gotta put the whole front end back together. Shout out to GM on that one.
Alrighty guys, so you guys, I mean, even back in the early days before there was even a Duramax and it was just the Cateye, you guys have preached to me to remove the side moldings. Now, the reason I never did it on the Cateye is the Cateye is so old that the paint is a completely different color underneath of it. And it's going to be a little bit of a difference on the Duramax, but it's not going to be as drastic. Plus, the ones on the Cateye painted to match the truck So it's kind of like this, but it's not quite as bad. Now coming up, I'm going to get rid of them. But I've seen a lot of these trucks without the moldings, and it just looks so much better. So I'm going to leave the 2500, but I'm going to take these off, and I think we're going to finally go ahead and lop the old Z71 back there and just clean it up. And I think it's going to look a whole lot cleaner without these on here. And they make this dirt line around here, and it just, I don't know, it's going to look a lot sleeker and cleaner. So what I do, and everyone does it differently, I take fishing line and get started on a corner and work my way across. Then I go back with an eraser wheel and get the double-sided tape off, and then I go over with a buffer. I'm going to show you my process. I'm going to start with the fishing line here, and I'm going to start taking the moldings off of both sides, and then we'll get into getting the double-sided tape off. Alrighty guys, so I've got to say that had to be the easiest moldings I've ever pulled off of a GM truck. Usually they are awful, and it might be, I've never pulled them off of this generation. I've always done the Cateyes and the round bodies, and they just shatter. You pull them and they just shatter apart, and sometimes they'll pull the paint. I mean, it can be kind of risky depending on your situation. So when you pull them off, this is what you're going to be left with. You're going to see the double-sided tape and whatever dirt has managed to get behind there throughout the years. So the best way to tackle the double-sided tape is get yourself an eraser wheel. I mean, you can get them at Walmart, Advance, Amazon, eBay, whatever. Get you a rubber eraser wheel. A ton of companies make them, like 3M, Astro Pneumatic, DeVilbiss. I mean, you name it, tons of companies. I'm sure they even have them in Harbor Freight. So what you do is you get them on a drill here. I've got them on a little mini drill here. But you don't want to turn too many RPMs because it'll actually start like heating up and you'll start melting it and it makes a bigger mess. So this little one's actually going for the job because it doesn't spin as many RPMs. So you go at it and we're going to be really hard pressed to mess your paint up with this because it's literally rubber. It can't do anything to the paint. You see there. So what you do is you come up and you literally just work your way. Slow and steady wins the race on this one. Don't get in a big hurry. You just work your way across and get it off. So you do your first round all the way down, and then after you do that, you wipe it off. You hit it, you clean the dirt off, hit it one more time. I'll show you the process. Let me get the rest of this off first. Alrighty guys, so all this is one hit with the old eraser wheel, and then I went through and wiped off all the dirt and everything off of it. So this is a one pass, 1, 2 on the buzz. So now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back over it again with the eraser wheel and hit the spots that we still got residue. Then I'm gonna wipe it off and I'm gonna pull out a buffer and run a buffer over it. And we should be able to get the last little bit of it off. So let me run the eraser wheel down one more time. Alrighty guys, so I'm at the point now where we've got a little bit left on here. Taking my buffer, getting the compound pad, a little bit of compound, just Adams polishes pad and compound. Buff over it and you'll see it's gonna take almost everything that's left on here. Alrighty guys, there you go. Like it never even happened. The key is definitely compound. A buffer, if you have one, you're gonna need some elbow grease if you don't have a buffer. The buffer makes it easy, but you see there, I mean, you can't tell where it was, which is pretty incredible because if you think about it, the truck's a 2011, so it's 9 years old. So it's set in the sun for 9 years, and it's amazing that the color difference isn't more drastic than that. White is a good color anyway to not get all faded and stuff like that. The truck has been paint corrected like a year or two ago, so that cleaned up the paint a little bit to make it match a little bit better. So there you go. So I'm gonna do this back door right here, and I'll show you guys what it looks like without the moldings on both sides. Alrighty guys, so there you go. No moldings, and it looks a lot slicker. Something I gotta get used to, because I get really used to the moldings. I did on the Cateye, I did on this truck, but it came out good. It looks good. It's gonna change the look of it, made it look sleeker. So we'll have to take some new pictures with it, without the molding. So the next thing, which will break my heart, is to take the Z71s off. Back here, so some of you guys thought we didn't show the tailgate. The tailgate's already rebadged. So that's why I'm going through and doing everything finally, because there's no point in having a Z71 since we've taken everything else off. I mean, it's on street tires and 12 wides. It's not like it's a mud sled. So we'll take those Z71 off and see how it looks all slicked down. Alrighty guys, so there you go. No side panels or whatever they call them, guards or whatever, and no more Z71. It is complete. Well, I mean, debadge as far as I'm going to debadge it. I'll never take the 2500 off, and obviously I would never take the Duramax off. But everything's off of it. So if somebody wanted to know the trim level, they're going to have to look inside of it to see if it's an LTC or a Z7. We'll have to look under to see if it's a Z71. But there you go. So quick, easy video for you guys. The Cateye is coming up next week. I'm trying so hard to get it done in time for the Christmas special. I know I promised you guys in the last video an awesome Christmas video. The whole team is we're talking, trying to figure out what we're going to do for that. Skid Mark is out of the question. No way we're going to have him back going for that video. So we're hoping to have the Cateye done by that video, which would be amazing. And also some other vehicles are going to get thrown into that. So stay tuned to the channel. If you're not already, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, drop any comments you got down below. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Austin04_Z71. Take care. Have a great day.